Jeremiel, what's up, man? How are you? Glad to have you. You were the first one on. Jack, what's up, my man? I'm going to hang out here for a few minutes. Obviously jumped on a little early, make sure that we work out the old technical kinks here, of course. We'll have probably about a 30-minute session today, depending on you guys, Q&A, anything that you guys want to dig into. So, if you can hang tight for a few minutes, we won't start exactly at the top of the hour. Just want to give it, a few people a chance to jump on and we will get started. But as we are, oh, there we go. The let's fucking go. Jack, Zach as well. What's up? Got you guys in the chat. Feel free to throw questions in the chat while we're doing this today, guys. I'm going to do my best to monitor that while we're going through some winning creatives and things. We'll definitely save time for Q&A at the end as well. So if you have questions that you want more detailed answers to, you could either drop those in the chat and then I will circle back to them after we sort of go through some of this creative together, and or you could hold them for the end and just sort of fire those off in the chat, and I will circle back to each and every one of them. I'll make sure that all of your guys' questions are for sure answered. I see a few of you jumping on still, so that's awesome. Basically how Mighty works is throws a live banner at the top in TTI, so a few people are probably just starting to see like the notification and stuff. So we'll for sure still, wait a few minutes and all that. The other thing that I want to point out to you guys is we will have the recording. So we'll share that for all of our members here in TikTok Insiders, afterwards. So you guys will be able to, circle back to it and check it out, after we wrap up today. The other thing I wanted to point out as well is, in the future, if you guys want us to audit your creative for you, feel free to send Loom videos in TikTok Insiders. Make sure you tag me so that way I can get you feedback on those, on your content. So definitely don't hesitate to use that to your advantage. We'll create great engagement and overall just great content for everybody in the group as well. Want to get you guys value, want to get you guys actionable insights that you can use. So feel free to look at that as well. Don't hesitate also to just throw your questions about creative in TikTok Insiders also. Pretty active in the community, here with everybody else. But, always tag me. Definitely always tag me. Be happy to, of course, get you strategies, get you insights, get you hooks to try, things like that. So definitely don't hesitate to bug me when it comes to all those things. Plan is overall with these winning ads breakdowns is to every week or at least every other week, give you frameworks that we're using to develop creative for brands, strategies that we're seeing work with creative, whether it's hooks, editing styles, trending audio. I mean, I know you guys know that you've got access to the trends database in TikTok Insiders. Like, definitely use that to your advantage. So I'll be sharing all sorts of stuff with you guys that you can use and test out. Probably just going to wait another minute here. We've already got a decent group on, and before we go ahead and get started. For some of you that have just jumped on, we're going to do Q&A at the end. We'll probably have about 15-20 minute session, depending on the questions that come in throughout. Feel free to throw your questions in the chat as well. With how Mighty works, I have to kind of bounce back and forth a little bit between the live stream and when I'm actually, sharing the different tabs, because I'll have different tabs for the different creatives that we'll have a look at today, which let me actually just test that out here real quick again, just to make sure that I don't have any technical difficulties, because I can tell you guys, I screw up the screen share all the freaking time. So, okay, cool. Can you guys give me a thumbs up in the chat if you're seeing this? Today we're going to have a look at winning creatives for a brand called Nood. It's one that we run traffic for. Can you guys give me a thumbs up? Okay, cool. Marissa, Jack, appreciate that. Simon, sweet. Cool. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. Got about 20 of you guys on here now. It's a good start. So what we're going to be doing is when we do these sessions together, I'm going to break down why these ads are winning ads. So I'm going to literally dissect them. We're going to watch the creatives together, and I'm actually going to pause after each video. And I want you guys to tell me in the chat why you think that this is a winning ad. Because what I want us to do is I want us to start to train our brains to start looking for these formulas and frameworks that are consistent, for lack of better words, again, frameworks that we can continue to go to so that we're getting consistency from our ad performance. Like, and straight up, guys, like the stuff that we're going to talk about when it comes to the creative, you can apply to almost to a T with Facebook and Instagram as well. So there's going to be a lot of application here, just even beyond TikTok. So what we're going to do is we're going to watch each video. As you know, they're pretty short, usually a minute or less. And what I would love to have you guys do is literally throw your comments into the chat as to why you think it's a winning ad. Then I'm going to point out 3 to 5 things on each of these videos that I see just because we've ripped through these so many times. Then we'll jump on to the next one. We'll do the same thing. We'll jump on to the next one, do the same thing. It's also my goal to actually bring you guys stats on all of these creatives as well. The majority of the time, I have access to the stats on the creatives. Sometimes, depending on who we're developing the creative for, it's not possible to get the stats. Sometimes they might not be willing to share those with us. But anything that Max and I are working on, together, anything that, I'm running, our team is running, anything like that, I'm going to make sure to get you guys stats on that too, so that you've straight up got like full transparency into the process, which is like my MO, is full transparency. Like, not going to bring you guys like these claims of, oh, these are winning ads, and then, they've only spent a couple $100. So glad to be here with you guys. Without further ado, I'm Will Perry, CEO of Future Content. I've been in the direct response digital marketing world for more than a decade. Really appreciate Max bringing me on the squad here to work along with you guys with regards to your creative. I've got more than 65 million in ads under my belt, 8 figures in high ticket sales under my belt. I also run an ad agency in addition to a elite media buyers training program. So I'm going to give you the goods at any chance that I get, just give you massive value so that we can crush it together. So today we're going to have a look at Nood, this brand Nood. Like I said, it's basically like a personal care product. I would probably lump it under the personal care product category. Now, as you guys know, and then we'll dig in, depending on how you're testing, which is really the secret sauce, you're probably going to see that 7 to 14 day sort of fatigue occur with your creatives. Now, depending on how much you multivariate split test, which to me is the secret sauce, you can keep these winning ads going a hell of a lot longer if you use what Max calls the 4x4 formula. On my side of the plate, I call that scroll frame optimization. So you can always get longevity out of your hooks, out of your winning ad concepts by continuing to test individual elements of your creatives. And so, like, for example, this one in the middle, actually, that we'll watch, this ad has probably had a dozen or more variations. Jack, on my team, if you could throw a little nugget in the chat for me on actually how many of those that we've run, you know better than I do, because we've produced so much volume on that. So let's watch these 3 videos. The video on the left is ad that we call 1048. We use a creative ID naming convention system so that we can keep track of all of our creatives, I would highly recommend that you guys implement a similar creative ID naming convention system. We'll look at ad 1027. This ad was an absolute monster. Really scaled this one pretty significantly, especially from TikTok terms. To be able to get about 21K out of this specific version of the ad is pretty solid. And then ad 1013. So let's have a look at ad 1048. Actually, no, I'm gonna try to go left or right on the top of my screen here, because otherwise I'm gonna mess up the sharing tab. So let's have a look at ad 1013 first. So what I'm gonna do here real quick is just stop the screen share, jump my tabs, because I'm in platform now, in TikTok platform, and we will watch this. The one thing that I do want to get your guys' confirmation of is whether you can hear the audio. So if you could drop me a quick thumbs up when I play this to make sure that you can play the audio or hear the audio. TikTok can be a little bit wonky when it comes to using screen share services. Like, for example, with Loom, sometimes it doesn't work properly because I have my headphones in. So I'm just going to play this real quick. If you guys could give me a quick thumbs up that you can actually hear this. So just going to pause it after the first 3 seconds. Can you guys hear that? Okay, dope. Cool. Marissa says yes. Cool. So let's watch this. I'm going to start it back from the top. You look so dumb right now. All right, so I'm going to loop this back again, just a 9-second creative. You look so dumb right now. All right, so I'm going to turn it over to you guys here. I'm going to jump back into my thing here. Can I share full screen? Yeah, let's watch it one more time. Bear with me 1 second. Let me pull it back up. See if that'll actually let me do it that way. It was hard to read captions. All right, 1 sec. I know that's a little small, obviously. You know, these are mobile-sized creatives. Let me see if it'll let me. Here you go. Yeah. There you go. So I'll watch it one more time after this as well. You look so dumb right now. So I'll loop that back through one more time. You look so dumb right now. All right, now let's try this again. So what did you guys notice in the creative specifically that stood out to you and why you think that it's a winning ad? So fire away in the chat. I'll pull this back up too, so that we can see it. Several people typing. Evan says viral sound. Jeff says native to platform on trend. Didn't look like an ad, says Jay. Simon, different point of view. Easy in as little as 8 weeks. You nailed it, Simon. It feels very native. Okay. Definitely the sound. What else we got? Jack or Marissa, anything from you guys? Jack, you got a leg up, but we'll let you jump in there anyways. 100% the viral sound is the key here. All right, we'll wait 1 more second. Definitely the sound and the value props. All right, so now we're going to watch it one more time, and I'm going to point out to you why this is a winning ad. Jack said, well, it helped that I made the ads, so I don't want to go over anyone. All right, so let's watch this again. So first thing I want to point out is, number one, the editing style, right? The 1v1 sort of left, right is a very trending editing style right now. So when you're developing your creatives, there's really a core focus and a core lens that I want you guys looking through your creative in. And I call this, so engage, entertain, and educate, right? So right out of the gate, like I want you entertaining and engaging your prospects, and this editing style just hooks them in right away because it's something that so many other creators, content, providers, etc., have been using in their content. So that's the first thing. The second thing is, like, there's this dialogue around, for lack of better words, kind of a confrontation, like, no thanks, I'll stick to shaving. So automatically like we're getting into the head of who the persona is potentially for this product, right? We know that like there's this aspect of this device that could, keep me from having to shave. And, not a female, of course, but, the ladies, from what I understand, they hate having to do this like every couple of days, if not every day. The next thing that I want to point out that Simon nailed, and to me, I am a believer that your hook with regards to your direct response selling point is the differentiator. So I can see results in as little as 8 weeks. When we look in a couple of the other examples, you'll see this pattern repeating. This fundamental message has generated 8 figures for this brand. And so I don't want you guys to underestimate how powerful the actual hook and the compelling like campaign promises to your creatives. Because while you guys all pointed out like really good things, viral sound, native to the platform, didn't look like an ad, feels native, sound, like the reason this ad converts is because of in as little as 8 weeks. And I know that because like we've generated millions in sales with these ads. And so I want you guys to go deeper with your creative. Like, and if you're struggling with your creative, it could be part of the reason why is like we have to go super deep into the messaging. And that is a really compelling piece as to also why you look so dumb right now. So hope you guys enjoyed that example. You'll see that sort of carry over into ads 1048 and ad 1047. So let's just pull this one up as well. I've got 1027. We're going to look at that one next. So bear with me a sec. I'm just going to flip on my tab here. This one's a little bit easier because I pulled it out of TikTok. I think you guys can see this full screen, right? Yeah, full screen. Good. Cool.
That does not hurt at all. What? Embarrassing, but just for reference, this is what my armpit looks like after 3 days of not shaving. Like, it's literally insane. I tried almost everything in the market for hair growth except for laser. It's just way too expensive and I cannot justify being in college. So I did my research and I decided to invest in like an at-home laser removal. Not gonna lie, like I am a little scared about this, but I think that it might work. I'm back and I read the instructions, so we're just gonna go for it. Oh. That felt so good. I really feel like this is gonna work. Okay, so it's been 2 weeks. You guys, I'm literally in shock.
All right, let's watch that one more time and then we'll go through it again as well.
That does not hurt at all. What? Embarrassing, but just for reference, this is what my armpit looks like after 3 days of not shaving. Like, it's literally insane. I tried almost everything in the market for hair growth except for laser. It's just way too expensive and I cannot justify being in college. So I did my research and I decided to invest in like an at-home laser removal. Not gonna lie, like I am a little scared about this, but I think that it might work. I'm back and I read the instructions, so we're just gonna go for it. Oh. That felt so good. I really feel like this is gonna work. Okay, so it's been 2 weeks. You guys, I'm literally in shock.
All right, let's see those responses, gang. Actually, let me keep this pulled up. So drop again why you think this is a winning ad. We'll walk through this together. Really looking forward to your responses on this one. This is actually one of my favorite ads personally. This ad just crushes it. All right, let's see. I got my screen. Cool. Jack says visual scroll frame hook plus text overlay with X results in Y time. Love it. Simon says multiple cut scenes, unboxing usage of the product, ease of using product, CTA, save 30% at the end, before and after. She's skeptical, but after trying it out, it works. Alex goes, promising caption, problem with other solutions, demo product, desired result, CTA. Spot on. Also liked skeptical, true believer as above. Yep, that's a good call out there, Alex, for sure. Lucian is jamming in there as well. So continue to drop your your thoughts as to why you guys think this is a winning ad. And I'm going to start breaking this ad down here as well. Right out of the gate, I mean, I just absolutely love the thumbnail on this video. Like, when you're in your TikTok feed, like, you can't help but stop and watch this video. Now, one of the things that I want to point out, we call this the scroll frame. So if you think of your ads as a piece of real estate, whether it's TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, etc., this is a piece of real estate right here with this image. On TikTok, of course, for the most part, you've got the video feed itself, right? Where you see the image, the video, etc. You'll usually have the text overlay if there is one. Obviously, you've got a couple icons, like on the right-hand side. You've got a little headline, that's typically going to be like in the lower third. Yeah, Lucian, love that. Less effort, instant results is a big thing as well. We call that implied fast result. And so when you see this ad, like, you can't help but stop, right? And I think one of the fundamentals that media buyers and ad creatives, creative strategists, for example, often miss is they don't place enough emphasis on the first 1 to 3 seconds of their creative, irregardless if it's TikTok, if it's Facebook, etc. Because you have to remember, they're never going to see the remaining 41 seconds of your ad if they don't see the first 1 second, 2 seconds, or 3 seconds, right? So we call that optimizing from the winning ad formula. So I love the front end of this ad because it just optimizes for the scroll stop, right out of the gate, right? She's got the sunglasses on. She's got the towel on her head. She's got this device thing that she's like pointing up to her arm, something that a lot of females can relate to. And I mean, the text overlay here is one that we've used repeatedly on other creatives. So 2 zaps a week equals hair permanently gone. You might remember from the previous creative, it said something to the effect of hair removal in 8 weeks or less. So Lucian kind of picked up on that. Less effort, instant results. We call that implied fast result. If your messaging and baked into your creative, whether it's the script, the text overlays, etc., if you can imply fast result, Jack also pointed out X result in Y time. So permanent hair removal in 8 weeks or less. Like, that is a big compelling factor as to why people buy this product. So that's just the initial thumbnail here. I think the thumbnail plays a major factor in this creative converting. And I want you guys to think even more strategically as you're developing your creative. And I'll point out a few more things here as well. The before and after, I'm going to turn the sound down. The before and after, obviously, she's showing like what her arm looked like before. We've got the trending editing style with the green screen, style overlay with, the point of view camera sort of deal. We've got like the product demo, the testimonial. So we're really baking in all of these winning creative angles together. This is kind of like a super TikTok when you think about it, because it's using product demonstration. It's using step-by-step. It's using testimonial review. It's using kind of an unboxing all at the same time, which are really going to be your top 4 creative angles that you guys are going to want to use. So here we've got obviously like the testimonial review. She's giving you like her genuine feedback on what she thinks about it. We can obviously see the results, at the end. And she kind of hints to the fact of, after a few days or 7 days or whatever, look, the hair is gone, right? So it overcomes that skepticism. So instead of like this aspect of, oh, this video is native, now we've got all of these winning elements baked into why this is a winning ad. Like, just because you have native content doesn't mean that you're going to drive conversions, drive sales, and do it profitably, right? So we're always shooting for a minimum of a 2x ROAS on our top of funnel creatives. Like, not all offers are created equal. Obviously, higher AOV, higher ROAS potential. Then the last thing, I'll give you guys kind of a little bit of a hack. I know that I'm going to start seeing this from you guys, but use the special link below to save 30%. One of the things that you guys have probably noticed with your TikTok creatives, depending on how long you've been running ads on the platform, the conversion rates tend to be on the lower side. Probably, if you're a pretty seasoned paid social ad buyer, you're used to at times some high conversion rates in e-com on Facebook, but TikTok is still very much learning with the algorithm, the targeting, all the things. And so you're most often, you're going to see conversion rates below 1% pretty often. That's not to say that you can't get conversion rates north of 1% in e-com. We definitely see stuff in the 1 to 3% range. But like you want to drive that call to action from that specific video by giving someone a reason as to why they need to leave the TikTok platform, right? You have to remember, people are on TikTok to like literally waste time, to be engaged, to be entertained. And their first thought is not to leave TikTok, right? Like TikTok wants people staying on TikTok because it creates engagement on the platform. And when you are creating engagement on the platform, you are rewarded with lower CPMs too, by the way. So we like to use this special link call out at the end of a lot of our creatives so that we can literally link this video directly to the point of sale, whether you're running to a collections page, a product page, a sales page, etc. So Jeremiel, yeah, we'll definitely touch on that. If you're just starting on TikTok, yes, you want to optimize for add to carts first. Get those 50 add to carts before you start optimizing for purchase. And I would highly recommend that you optimize for view content, get 50 conversions on view content, dupe the ad set directly, same creative, same audience with add to cart, get 50 conversions there as well. You should have somewhere in the neighborhood of 100 to 150 conversions, then go to purchase and start optimizing for purchase. So we can touch on more stuff like that at the end as well. But those are some other pieces as to why this is a winning creative. So we've got one more. Let me just switch off my screen share here real quick. I'll flip back to this question here, Lucian, right at the end. So let's watch ad 1048. I'm going to bring that up on my side. Bear with me one sec. This is a creator, by the way, that we just absolutely crush it with. She kills it. So you'll see again, just right out of the gate, that text overlay. So we went from ad 1027 to 1048. So what is that? 21 creatives in between, and we're still carrying this campaign promise throughout our creative. So it's not just about native content, guys. It's more about your messaging. So let's watch this one.
This video is for all my hairy girls. If you're not hairy, keep scrolling. I found the most incredible product. It's called Nood, and it's an at-home laser hair removal. It's completely painless. You can do it in the comfort of your own home. You don't have to go anywhere to get a wax or anything like super painful. I'm going to show you guys how easy it is to use and how it's pretty quiet. My daughter is sleeping, but this is how I use it. Completely pain-free. And look how smooth my armpits are. And my chin. And it's perfect for the bikini area.
Special link CTA at the end again. Let's watch it one more time. Start throwing your thoughts in the chat as to why you guys think this is a winning ad.
I found the most incredible product. It's called Nood, and it's an at-home laser hair removal. It's completely painless. You can do it in the comfort of your own home. You don't have to go anywhere to get a wax or anything like super painful. I'm going to show you guys how easy it is to use and how it's pretty quiet. My daughter is sleeping, but this is how I use it. Completely pain-free. And look how smooth my armpits are. And my chin. And it's perfect for the bikini area.
Boom. So drop those thoughts in the chat. Let's break down this creative. Get your guys' thoughts first, and then I'll touch on things as well. So I'll just wait here a couple seconds as you guys are dropping some nuggets in there. So while you guys are doing that, Lucian, I'll answer your question here real quick. Should we try to stick to a 7 or 14-day attribution window, even if 28-day is now available? Does it matter how quickly the ad sets get those 50 conversions? To the second part of your question, yes, it does matter how quickly you get those 50 conversions. TikTok operates on 50 conversions in a 7-day window in order to exit learning. So you want those 50 conversions to be happening in a 7-day period. Same thing with Facebook here, guys. And most often your budget allocation is what is going to keep you in learning limited or in learning while that's happening. So definitely you want to be targeting, making sure that you're getting those 50 conversions in 7 days. All right. So Alex said, same proven caption promise at the start, multiple benefits, save time, convenient, easy to use, desired end results, CTA. Jack goes, this is for my hairy girls, direct response 101, 100%. We call that message driven targeting, right? Jack, I know that's your favorite, one of your favorite things. So for you guys and gals, of course, we prescribe to a philosophy that we call message driven targeting, which is that you call out in a variety of ways your target prospect in the, whether it's your ad copy or whether it's your script, whether it's your text overlay directly in your content. Again, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, doesn't matter. So that you can go broad with your targeting. And by broad, I mean, for example, female 24 to 45, no interest, no lookalikes. You're speaking directly to your consumer, which is why mastering the messaging is the key to crushing and winning with your TikTok creatives. So Marissa goes, this video is for the persona you are trying to capture 100%. Didn't even read that before I went on that spiel. Great hook and sinker for those who are actually trying to get to purchase. Alex says again, also like, I found this product doesn't feel like an ad, 100%. Feels very organic. Simon says, this for my hairy girls. Yup. Pain-free. This is quiet. Perfect for summer. Yeah, totally. Good call outs, guys, on your guys' side. Let's just pull this up here again. I'll mute the video, point out a few things here as well. So right out of the gate, so we call this scroll frame optimization, where we're using, from ad variable isolation. So ad variable isolation is when you're identifying winning elements to your ads, hooks, text overlays, thumbnails, headlines, CTAs, for example, and you're carrying those concepts forward and you're isolating those elements within your ad setup in TikTok directly so that you know that these elements are what are actually driving the conversion. For example, when you go test this creative, you should have 4, 5, 6 different versions of this creative, all of which have a different text overlay. If you're running single ad sets with pocket theory at the ad level, you're able to identify, if you compare all 4 or 5 of those ad sets against the different text overlays in the creative, as to which one is actually performing the best, whether it's CTR and CPA, whether it's CTR, CPA, and return on ad spend. That's how we know we've been able to carry this text overlay and this promise like all the way through from when it originated, in the 1020s or, whenever it was with the 2 zaps a week equals hair permanently gone. So the next thing, I know a couple of you guys picked up on it, but you've got the, for all my hairy girls out there, right? So that's just a direct call out to the persona, that we're trying to reach is, girls who have to shave all the time and ladies and women who have to shave all the time. So it kind of speaks to that pain of literally having to shave every day. And again, back to implied fast result of not having to shave every day. We've got this testimonial style creative angle baked into sort of a demo and product review all at the same time. Let's see, point out a couple of other things. We've got like some credibility, here with FDA approved. Some people might be skeptical of this type of device. Where does it come from? Is it safe? So actually, there's another thing that we haven't even touched on yet. When you talk about your winning ad formula, there's 5 emotional triggers that you want to be communicating through. Easy, fast, safe, biggest, best, or most, those triggers are what are going to get people understanding as to why your product and or service is better than anything else that they've tried. So we call that the better way and triggering an emotional response through that lens of those 5 pillars. So easy, fast, safest, biggest, best, most, basically, etc. And so that really touches on this here as well. We get to see the demo again. She talks about how it's being quiet. Some people probably have objections of like, oh, is this machine loud? So you answer that by overcoming the objection as a benefit. Let's see, what else have we got in here? We obviously get to see her using it. And then, so we see that the product really works. And then right at the end, special link to save 30%. The other thing that I want to jump back to here real quick is I'll kind of just leave this up. Something else that you guys can be considering, and maybe I'll drop this into the TikTok Insiders group if you guys want it. I have this 10 objection framework that I develop, ad copy, sales page scripts, video scripts, UGC content, landing pages, etc. So the 10 objection framework is borrowed from the 16-word sales letter. If any of you guys have ever read the 16-word sales letter, the book talks about subconscious objections that the consumer already has inherently, by Evaldo, straight up, inherently before they're even like consuming your ad, right? Your product, your landing page, your sales letter, whatever it is. And so when you're overcoming those objections, like within your content, within your VSL, within your UGC, all this is a VSL that's baked into a UGC, right, guys? Like this is straight up a VSL. It's just in a different format. So I want you guys to answer the 10 objection framework and answer those 10 questions at some point, because you guys will develop creative that just hits the mark way more often. Feel free to, so that was that last ad. Feel free to drop any more questions here in the chat. I'm going to hang around for a few more minutes. We'll do some Q&A. Would be happy to answer any specific questions that you guys have. So fire any of that off. Feel free to drop those in the chat. A couple of those are coming through right now. Is there going to be a recording? Yeah, Forrest, there's definitely going to be a recording. We'll post that in the courses section after it saves and all that good stuff. So you'll definitely be able to watch this again. And we're going to be doing a similar format together pretty consistently. So this is something that we'll jam on quite a bit. Jay asked, and I'll jump back to you, Alex, as well. Jay asked, so that was easy, fast, safe. Biggest, best, or most. You could kind of lump those like similarly together. If we look back at some of those Nood videos, right? We have implied fast result, hair removal in 8 weeks or less. We've got pain-free, so safe and easy, kind of all at the same time. We get to see how easy it is through the demonstration as well. And so depending on your product, of course, like it's going to depend on which lens of those emotional triggers that you communicate through. Yeah, that's a good one from Alex as well. Read Take Their Money by Kyle. He uses New, Easy, Safe, Big. Alex also asked, where are you finding creators? What have been the best sources for you? To be honest, like we've built our own creator network. We're constantly sourcing talent. We've got a pretty solid stable of creators. And so we just constantly continue to nurture those. If I were you guys, I would definitely look at Creator Marketplace. It's a great place to find creators. For sure, you're going to have to test them out, validate them, see what they're capable of. But I think TikTok Creator Marketplace is for sure a heck of a place for you guys to check out. And then, of course, if you guys want help with your creatives, you can always get our help at Future Content, and we can do it for you. But definitely would check out Creator Marketplace. Marissa asked, how are you running trending sounds and licensed music? I know Spark ads were a workaround, but I see that you now have to check the box that you have the rights to advertise in those style ads. There's a lot of trending sounds like directly within TikTok that you can use. Definitely make sure that you have copyright on those on that music, that sound, etc. There are a lot of people out there, of course, like, and you guys probably see the content, you see the ads. Yeah, Jack said there's a commercial library where they don't have the rights to it and they're just kind of like doing it and getting away with it. That's definitely out there. That's definitely happening. But I would suggest using the commercial library for sure. Let's see, Jack mentioned we also just reach out to creators we see when we are on the platform ourselves. Yeah, straight up, like that's part of what Jack does on our team. And so we're always kind of looking for creators as well. Lucian asked, do you do any kind of brand awareness type campaigns for some of your larger clients? If so, there's a reason I'm laughing. If so, what campaign objective and what kind of creative messaging are you using there? Is it different from the conversion focused videos? So Lucian, we have a little joke internally in which is that you can't pay the mortgage with link clicks. We don't do a whole lot of brand awareness style campaigns. Now, one of the things that we do differently is we use a 4-phase system that we call the SVST, testing and scaling method. And phase 1 is all message testing. So this is a traffic campaign where you are testing for example, you're running 10 variations of 10 ad 1047, 1048 or 1027, all with text overlays. And you're basing your early insights on engagement, which is going to be an early indicator to a high performing ad when you move into phase 2 creative testing, when you run it for conversion. I think you're better off running for conversion, man. Like, you need sales, especially if you are running for small and medium sized businesses. It's hard to track even brand awareness back for big brands in building the middle of the funnel. And because, TikTok tends to be a lower intent style platform, you want to be pumping your middle of funnel with higher intent prospects in middle of funnel anyways, versus like video views and stuff. Erkin asked, do you pay creators by video or monthly retainer with an expectation of a certain output of each? If I were in your shoes, man, I would consider both. Like, if you get a good creator that you want to continue to go back to, I would for sure get them on a contract, get them on a retainer, agree to a financial term with them and a specific output, X payment for, 10 videos a month, so like $2,000 for 10 videos a month kind of thing. And that way you're getting a bunch of consistent content from them. I think that's a really good go-to. Let's see. Alex, okay. Simon said, at what stage of optimization did most of your sales come from? All from purchase, my guy. All purchase. If you're just launching, I know you run some on it stuff, if I remember correctly as well. If you're launching other new ad accounts and things, I would start for view content, get those 50, go to add to cart or initiate checkout, get those 50. And then so those purchases are top of funnel, by the way, as well. Mostly top of funnel, like 80-90% top of funnel. Let's see. So hopefully that helps answer your question. The way that we run traffic on Facebook, on TikTok specifically, is that 4-phased approach on top of funnel. Phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, phase 4. So that way we can take control away from the algorithm. Ads don't get inconsistent delivery all across the board. We can make very progressive decisions across all phases and control all of our variables across all of our individual tests. Let's see, Annabelle said, with regards to script, no script, if you're testing different concepts, you just brief them and then let them do it in their own style. Yeah, we like to give creators, like, there's a reason why they're good at producing TikTok content. We want to give them frameworks. We want to give them winning messaging. We want to give them winning elements for them to touch on. But because the goal is for it to be very organic and very native, you don't want it to feel too scripted where they're like literally reading directly off of a script. You want it to feel very like very impromptu, like very what's the word I'm looking for? Improv, like improvised, like right on the spot, right? That's when it feels super organic and super authentic. Where do you find good creative directors to hire? Hard to answer that one, man. You're going to have to groom a creative strategist, who has a background in TikTok content. If I were you, I would try to find influencers and creators and turn them into a creative strategist, and then promote that person into a creative director. Reason being, if you do not understand, number one, the TikTok platform, number two, what drives sales and leads, aka direct response, you are going to struggle as a creative director in this environment. You do not want a design first creative director if your goal is scaling leads and sales on TikTok. Like, just straight up, it's going to be a waste of your time. You're going to battle with them on design and creative concepts the whole time. You want your creatives to be direct response focused. Michael said, go with an analyst to turn into a TikTok creative director. Kind of basically same things. You want them to have an idea of what works, right? Like, not necessarily from just like, an aesthetic perspective. Let's see. I think that pretty much touches on everything. Michael's got some good insights there for you guys as well. What other questions you guys got? Anything else before we wrap up for today? Feel free to drop those in before we close out. Be happy to stick around for another minute or so. I'll come back to Michael's comment here. I can see a few people are typing. Just a reminder, you guys will definitely get the recording. We'll drop that in the feed and in the courses section after the video saves. We'll get that uploaded for you guys here really soon. What are some of the SOPs you have for your team for the UGC creation? What are some of the SOPs you have for your team for UGC creation? Can you, Alex, can you give me a little bit more on that one? Like, what type of SOP are you looking for? Like, how to develop the creative brief, how to brief the creators. Can you add a little bit more for me there? Yeah, Erkin, thank you, brother. Appreciate you. Alex, if you're still there. Okay, cool. I see you're typing. And then we'll wrap up after Alex's thing here in just a sec. Several people are typing. This is always that awkward moment, when you're, hey, you say bye first. Oh, I appreciate that. Maybe it could be. It's kind of like Michael said at first glance, he thought it was part of my hair. Yeah, that spikiness. I mean, I'm just trying to get it blended in, So I'll just wait here for Alex just real quick. If that doesn't come through, Alex, we can circle back directly through insiders and touch on that too. Okay, here we go. For sure. I mean, specifically from the service delivery perspective in terms of communication, etc. Does that make sense? So an SOP for communication, I think the biggest thing, it comes around deadlines, setting deadlines and clear expectations for when you want the creative back, what the turnaround time is, etc. Because you don't want that creative to be holding up your media buying team, depending on how you're managing, your ad buying. So, you really want to, that's actually a great part. So an SOP that we operate on more from like a meeting structure perspective is Tuesdays is all about optimization, strategy, and testing. Thursdays is all about creative, hooks, headlines, variations of creatives, etc. So that way you can separate left brain and right brain. Then when you carry those insights back into the creator, you can give them clear, actionable insights directly from your creative strategy meeting, and then develop variations with them, give them clear expectations of when you want that creative turned back around. so that you can get it in a timely manner so that you can relaunch it again within the next couple of days. If you've got more that you want to jam on that, feel free to reach out to me in TikTok Insiders. Really appreciate all of you guys for hanging around. Attendance was fantastic all throughout. I hope you found this super valuable. I'm going to continue to do my best to bring you guys some really good insights over time here on Winning Ads. We'll share the recording here soon, and I'll catch you guys this week, and if not, later on today. Appreciate you. Jay, feel free to reach out to me in Insiders as well. I'll try to do my best here to get you that answer. Alex, what do you tell the client if the UGC creation has been dragged out too long? Maybe the creators have been a little unresponsive. What do you explain to the client? That's the thing, right? Like, you have to have a good relationship with your creators. You want to have this go-to stable that you can depend on. And it starts with setting proper expectations with the client up front, that especially if you're getting started with a newer client, hey, 2 to 3 weeks just to buy yourself some time. So that way you're not promising them like this 48-hour or 7-day turnaround over promise, versus, under deliver, or I'm sorry, you want to over deliver versus under promise. So, I'd much rather tell them 2 weeks and then have it to them in a week. And then they're much happier with that, right? As you get that process dialed in with them, of course, you're going to be able to get it to them faster. Jay asked, do you have your creators submit a bunch of different cuts and then you guys edit them into a bunch of videos? One of the things that we do is we film at least like 3 to 4 front end hooks to the videos so that we can carry those into testing. So, we basically produce how we look to test and scale. We find a lot of success behind what we call a single ad scaling strategy, where we'll have multiple versions of a winning ad running. And that's because when you're optimizing the scroll frame, that's a secret tip. When you're optimizing the scroll frame, you can get so much more longevity out of those creatives. So Jay, rather, if you want to jam on that a little bit more, feel free to hit me up in the group, and we can chat more on that. Alrighty, fellas and ladies, great to be here with you. I'm going to go ahead and close out the live stream. We'll post the recording here soon. Feel free to follow up with any additional notes, questions, insights that you're looking for, and catch you soon.